Time to do another book review video. This month I have read 7 books, and I can go far as saying some of these were one of the most unique books. Others I can say are some of the worst. I am being deadly serious. I literally spent a week thinking whether if I should continue reading over this book that I genuinely hate with a passion. But anyway, I have read 8 books this month. One of them was a reread. And looking at the books right now I realize that I have read 4 Korean language books and 4 English language books, which is freaking hilarious. But enough talking. Let's get with the video. A woman comes face to face with multiple problems in London during World War II. You know, this guy. This is like the second book that I have read about World War II. The first one being The Island on Bird Street by Yuri Olev. The difference is that this was focuses more on drama and that one focus on survival. I mentioned that I hated romance novels. And yeah, that is enough reason for me to tell why I love The Island on Bird Street by Yuri Olev. A children's book. More than this. If I can be honest, this book is not really a good book for starters. I don't know if this is just me being dumb or something, but a lot of the story were out of place. One of the characters were this and other was that. No link or whatsoever. I did mention in my previous video that I liked how the Visitant worked with past and present sequences between one or another, but that was because the 2 time periods were related with the same thing. This book is in the same period but is related with different things. Completely different things. Just my opinion. But I just don't get this book at all. It just feels like a really messed up book and at the same time not. And here is one thing I should mention. I really hate books that focus on whores because some of the descriptions for their actions are just way too explicit for me and outright disgusting. Meaning I cannot actually link the things between the book plot and the image in my mind regarding the plot. I don't know what this book's name is in English. Heck, I can't even find the name of the author in English. Kurt Turgeon might not even be his actual name. I just copy and pasted it from the translator. But anyway, the story focuses on 2 men heading to Antarctica in order to save stranded sailors. That's the basic plot. I'd say basic because this book is absolutely garbage. Okay, garbage might be a harsh term, but really, this book just makes absolutely no sense. I remember a joke from the Loud House about this character who literally writes heaps of pages just to describe a garden. This is literally 90% flashback sequence and 10% plot. I mean it. 90% of the book has nothing to do with the book. If I can compare this with famous books like Harry Potter, it will probably be Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, except 90% of the book is Ron Weasley's flashback on his trip to Egypt. Yeah, this is basically what this book is about. And even this example makes sense since it is part of the Azkaban story, where in this book this is just nonsense all over. Maybe I might be dumb for saying this, but I'd say that this has been by far the worst book I've read to date. This is the first Western book I have read. Story focuses on a train conductor dealing with society's problems such as racism. But the main problem he faces is train bandits and him discovering that one of the bandit members are his own son. The story is about a father's struggle for his son's redemption, and his dealing with society's problems such as discrimination and racism. I am not really a fan of these types of books that deal with dark aspects of society, but this book was actually really good. If I can be honest with you, I can say these types of drama novels are better than any romance novels that I have seen so far. I mean, it talks about harsh realities and makes us think about the aspects of good and evil in society. In this book, the good is represented by fatherly love and bad is represented by pretty much everything and everyone. Neglect, xenophobia and death all around. It is pretty tragic. Yeah, not dark but tragic. I'd honestly say this is one of the best books I have read so far. The characters are all interesting. Stories are interesting, and if this was purchasable offline, I would buy in a heartbeat. The book is just too good to be a once read. I'd hope that I could manage to find more Western books in this style, because I'd enjoy it. Dancing House by Suk Hwa-jeong is a mystery novel about a death of a swimmer being related with murders in the past and linking with the murders in the future. It is actually one of the best mystery novels I have seen due to the fact that it felt like a mystery thriller that is common in Korea, as it not just focuses on the crime but focuses on dramatic scenes such as the relationship between a man and his family and his relationship with people outside of work. This is an aspect I am liking and hating at the same time. Drama in a mystery novel is interesting, but at the same time it can be sometimes distracting considering some of the relationships just show that the person is not a murderer or the main villain of the book. Overall, this is one of the better books I have read this month. This is the first book in the list and the only book that I can call a full-scale tragedy. The story involves the main protagonist being forced to take her family's farm after her parents died, meeting people and others that want to use this moment as a way to exploit her. To be honest, this book, in one exact summary, could be how cruel humans can go without committing such crimes. Manipulation and exploitation is extremely common in this book, inflicted on the protagonist by pretty much everyone she encounters, including her childhood friend, which is enough. I like this book because compared to The Village Shop for Lonely Hearts, a book that follows a similar plot, does not have any sudden romances and weird moments. It is just pure tragedy and drama all the way through, making me think about the morality of multiple people many times, including the protagonists. This is probably my all-time favorite book, not going to exaggerate. The Devotion of Suspect X is literally about a battle between two geniuses regarding a murder case. One who wants to hide the murder and the other who wants to find the murderer. What can I say about this except everything about this book is perfect. The thing I like about this book is how that there ain't actually real villains in this book. Everyone is actually morally good or just gray zone. That's the thing about this book. We cannot consider who is the real hero or villain in this book since everyone is mostly heroes. Even the murderer had a reason to kill and the accomplice had a more fair reason to be an accomplice of the murder. But the thing is that it doesn't make a lot of sense considering the accomplice murdered an innocent in his own hands. Which is also crazy considering that innocent is somewhat a gray zone character. Overall, this is literally my favorite book I have read to date. Would definitely recommend it to anyone. This month has been a busy month, so I have not had a lot of chances to read books. I think this will go on for another week or two, but the good thing is that now I have better access to library books since I found a library nearby my campus. Anyway, I am sorry for rushing this video, but next video I will make sure it is better. Until then, Platinum out.